So I just finished filming a video about retaining the GM factory door chimes and blinker sounds when switching to an aftermarket radio. And it ended up being way longer than I thought. So what I wanted to do is just film a quick intro / summary of what I learned. So that I think for many of you, this will probably be enough information to tackle this project yourself if you want. And if you need to dive deeper as to how I did certain steps, go ahead and just jump into the video, click through, find what you're looking for. So GM processes their chime noises through the actual radio board. So radio receives a signal from the GM LAN, probably coming from the BCM, and then sends that, basically decodes that signal, and then sends a sound output to the driver's side door speaker. Switching to aftermarket radio, I used a PAC little adapter to keep all the steering wheel functionality for the button controls and stuff like that working. All the aftermarket radios, whether it's iData Link or PCI or PAC or whatever it is, come with a little like chime module, just like a piezo buzzer. Sounds super crappy, makes your brand new car sound like an aftermarket piece of junk. Doing a quick Google, didn't really find much information around retaining these door chimes. So figured I'd just take on a project, see if I could hijack the factory radio's control board, run it without the faceplate board, and basically just process it with power, speaker outputs for the chime, and then also receiving the GM LAN signal through that a pin 13. So what I did was just buy this particular harness that was for this connector. Just had like little 6-inch pigtails for each wire. Cut off those I didn't need. So really it's just these 5 highlighted wires that we need to retain. I tested out just teeing off of behind the radio, just soldering some connections in back there. And everything worked well, but I was getting a lot of excessive heat buildup. And I found out that that was due to running the front left positive and negative speaker wires in T. So I'm guessing there was some kind of backfeeding issue, and the radio was going into like protect mode to prevent excessive heat buildup. What I ended up doing was splitting out just the left front mid-range speaker positive control and negative control, so wires pins 2 and 9 on this diagram, and just running those to a separate low resistance little speaker deal off Amazon. So this was small enough, fits in my hand, can be hidden anywhere, big enough that it still sounds like the factory chime. And I did leave the well, I'll show you what I did with the rest of it. So basically teed all that in and tucked the rest of it down here. So this is essentially the radio control board. I'll cover this up better. I used a cut down housing from the factory radio, basically as a chassis to hold this board. And it holds nice and securely. I did attach an extra heatsink. I originally was trying out using heat sinks and fans, etc., because I was getting so much heat buildup. And I know that the factory radios do get fairly warm because I've pulled a good number of them out from behind the dash working on other projects. And it just seemed like it was too hot though, and I didn't want to mess with trying to wire in a fan to like switch signal to only run when the vehicle was on, even though the radio's hooked up to power constantly. So ended up using the little factory metal plate that goes on the side of the radio to help dissipate heat, and just bent it over and then attached that heatsink to the top of it anyway. I was only getting up to about 110 degrees on that factory plate cut down like that before I bent it and added the heatsink. It runs like 105 now, so I don't know that the heatsink was really worth the work once I figured out that I needed to separately power the 2 speaker wires rather than have those speaker wires feeding into the harness to use the factory door speaker. So we're just using this little speaker. I just clipped it here temporarily. This is also Velcroed here to the bottom of the BCM. It's fairly secure. I may move that under the passenger seat later. I was hoping to just use the board, but I think there was enough heat buildup without any kind of heat sink that you wouldn't want to just tuck that board like in silicone behind the dash. So plenty of room under the passenger seat. It'd be easy enough to extend this harness that I made coming out of the back of the aftermarket radio over to the passenger side floorboard. You could probably tuck it under your driver's floorboard or driver's seat actually if you didn't have other accessories. I ran the relays for our heated seats, tucked them under there. So this doesn't seem too far in the way. If I climb in here, I can climb in, do my normal like foot thing, and radio's not in the way, or the radio board with the, let's just call this the chime module. Chime module is not in the way, and it does what I need it to do. So if I pull the key out of my pocket, I don't know where that's at. Well, we'll find it here. Okay, found the key, so we'll check out how these sound. Sounds just like it would on a factory GM. If I turn the key off, open the door, I get that warning chime, just like factory. And if I use my flashers in any condition, same factory sound. So mission accomplished, project works well. Feel free to ask any questions you have. Video goes into a lot more detail about how I accomplished various tasks, pulling the dashboard, splicing the wires in, and again, in summary, use a separate speaker to prevent backfeed. You could probably put a diode in line and just power the factory speaker, but with a diode so you're not backfeeding into either radio. And then I would recommend sticking it under the passenger side seat, just because there's a little more space. But this is tucked up out of the way. You could potentially even put it up under the passenger side and look over here. But I just know there wasn't a lot of room under the dash. There were a couple places I was looking at putting it when I thought I could just use the board and some silicone. But I think the heat buildup would be too big of an issue under there. I don't want to kill the factory radio. So anyway, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, this project, if you're looking to retain the factory door chimes, it's doable in this manner. And actually, I realized it might be easier if I just have a separate video that has the like super in-depth detail. And this summary can just be a standalone video for anyone looking to just wing it on their own and retain those factory door chimes.